everyone, my name is Sydney Brown, financial coach and budgeting expert, here to help you stop living paycheck to paycheck so that you can start spending money with confidence. This channel is for single Black women who feel overwhelmed when they think about their financial future, shame when they think about their financial situation, and confusion about how to manage their money. I'm here to help you create and stick to a budget so that you can stop living paycheck to paycheck and start spending money with confidence. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you never miss another video. So today I wanted to talk about side hustles. I love talking about side hustles. Side hustling is so fun because there's an unlimited upside on side hustles. You can always earn extra money. No matter how much money you make, you can always earn more. However, there is an end to the amount of cutting that you can do. I feel like when it comes to cutting expenses on your budget, it's never fun to cut out things that you love. So I enjoy talking about side hustles because there's always more you could earn. So today I want to do a new style of video, a quick little Q&A video for side hustles. I got 2 questions on my Instagram polls, and if you're wondering how I got these questions and you want to be one of the people that has a question for the next video, make sure you go over to my Instagram and pay attention to my stories, because what happens is whenever I have a story, most of the time I'm asking a question, and if you guys have a good question, then I can answer those questions in a video. So I encourage you to scroll on over to my Instagram feed and engage with some of those questions, or slide in my DMs if you have questions that you think would make a great video. 4 ways that you can ask me questions. Number 1, slide in my DMs on Instagram or engage with any Instagram post. Number 2, engage with the polls when I do them on Instagram. Number 3, comment below on one of the videos with your questions. Number 4, email me at brownfinancialcoaching@gmail.com. Okay, so let's get into the video. The first question was, how do I balance my full-time job while side hustling? And I love this question. I thought it was a great question. And I have 3 main tips that I want to go over for my answer to this question. Number 1 is develop expertise. I feel that like the main thing when it comes to balancing a full-time job and a side hustle is you are very limited on time. You're already working a 40-hour work week, so any extra time you have to maximize it to the best of your ability in order to make money. So I think that the best way to do that is to combine whatever expertise you have and earning extra money. So for example, my boyfriend has been doing jiu-jitsu for years and years, maybe like 6, 7, 8 years. And he has now decided to become an instructor for the jiu-jitsu studio. And I think that's an awesome way to make extra money because it capitalizes on an expertise that he has gained for years and years. And now he's able to earn money on something that he was already gonna do anyway. He was already gonna be spending time at the gym. This kind of encourages him to spend more time there. And oh, by the way, he can make a little extra money while he's doing it. So I think that's a great example of I am maximizing my expertise and I am earning extra money with that at the same time. Okay, and so the next tip for this question is going to be time management. So not only do you have to gain or utilize your expertise, I think that's a great way to make extra money, but I think no matter how you decide to earn money outside of your full-time job, you're going to need some time management. So I think a great way to do this is on like creating a schedule. Start by creating a schedule. It's kind of like budgeting when you think about it. Like a budget is nothing but a schedule, but for your money. And so you start by making a schedule, like in theory, how do I want to spend the time that I have outside of work? And then you want to start living out that schedule and see how well it's going. Are you able to accomplish the task that you wanted to complete by doing that schedule? Is it working or is it not? How do you want to spend the extra time you have outside of work? Do you have places you need to be, people you need to see. I mean, we're all busy. We have family, we have friends, I have a dog, I have a boyfriend, I have church activities, I have all sorts of things. Like, we're all busy, we're all doing a million and one things. So thinking about how you want to spend the time that you have outside of work and how you can use that to earn extra money as well. So after you've created the schedule and lived it out, is it actually working? I mean, this is something that I have to do as well when it comes to making, these videos. I have to think about, okay, am I actually doing enough to dedicating enough time to this activity that I want to be doing? Also, if you have like more ambiguous time, kind of like me, I feel like when it comes to making these YouTube videos, I have all sorts of random things that I need to be doing, but I could do them in theory at different times. And so I noticed that when I created a goal for the time, it helped me to execute better on my time management. So now what I started doing is I have dedicated this, I set aside the time in my schedule of Saturdays recording videos. But now I also write down what am I actually doing during that time. So am I writing the video? Am I recording the video? Am I editing the video? Am I writing an email? Am I, editing the email? Am I scheduling the stuff to go out? Like, there's all sorts of random things that need to be done. So just making sure that I am creating a goal for the time. If you have like more ambiguous projects like a YouTube channel or something like that, making sure that you're setting aside time, but also creating a goal for that time as well. Another tip is to maximize any extra time that you have. So for example, now I listen to a lot of my books for my book club at work because I just don't have the time outside of work to just be sitting around reading a book, but I do want to join the book club. So maximizing any extra time that you have by like listening to podcasts at work, or if you can talk on the phone while you're driving, like not like physically on the phone, but like through your like sound system, like hands-free driving, something like that. Just looking for ways you can maximize any extra time that you have. Talking on the phone while you're meal prepping, listening to books while you're walking your dog, things like that. Just like multitasking as much as possible in an efficient way to utilize any extra downtime. Also, don't forget to make time for yourself. I noticed in my own schedule while I'm, on this journey of side hustling as well, that I started going to the gym on Wednesdays at like 5 in the morning to maximize my time a lot better, especially with the dog now. He wakes me up at that time anyway. So maximizing my time in the morning has allowed me to give myself time as well. So now that I'm going to the gym in the morning, when I do get off of work on time, I just have the evening to myself, and I don't actually have like a task that I need to be doing. I don't need to do anything for my business at that time. I don't need to do anything for my work at that time. I don't need to hang out with the dog. I don't need to meal prep. I can just sit on the couch and watch TV. And so making time for yourself, I think, is crucial. Even if you are side hustling for whatever reason, it's important to also make time for yourself. And then the last tip that I have for this question is to understand why you're doing it. Create a big picture for the goal for this money. So I am side hustling for blah, blah, blah reason. And when I get to blah, blah, blah amount, I can stop. When if you are saving for an emergency fund, if you are side hustling to travel more, if you are side hustling to make sure you have money for your dog, like whatever reason you're side hustling, it doesn't matter, but create a goal and understand why you're doing it. And if that goal has been reached, give yourself the option to stop. Because I think that you can get lost in side hustling at times and create burnout for yourself when at times it feels like, why am I doing this? Like, why am I spending my free time on a Saturday recording a video? Like, sometimes you can get burnt out or lost in the sauce of what you're, like lost in the daily task of what you're actually doing. And I think it can be hard or easy to forget that you have a larger goal, a bigger vision. And if you do have that bigger vision, it will be easier to get through the day-to-day of whatever is happening. And make sure that the money you are, like the purpose of why you're side hustling is actually going towards that purpose. And if not, stop. Just don't even waste your time. If you are side hustling to travel more, and you're not actually traveling more, you're just spending all the extra money you're making on eating out on the days where you're tired and treating yourself because you're spending all your time at work and whatever else, there's no point in side hustling. Just maximize the money you already have. Okay, so that was the first question. The next question was, how do side hustles affect you during tax season? I like this question. I thought it was a very interesting question. As a disclaimer, I am not a tax professional, not by any means. This channel is intended to give personal, financial, educational material. It is not legal advice. It's not for, financial advice. It's for financial, educational information. So that is my disclaimer. Take it or leave it. So I want to start out by answering this question by explaining the difference between making your own money through your 9-to-5 job and then making money through a side hustle. So at your 9-to-5 job, the main thing that you're doing with your 9-to-5 job is you're telling your employer how much taxes to take out by using a W-4 form. The W-4 form is the form that you use to tell your employer how much taxes to take out of your paycheck. It's very important to fill out this form correctly because any mistakes that you make on this form can be extremely costly, and you will find them out at tax season. If you've ever made a mistake on your W-4 form and you have a large tax bill, for the purposes of this video, we'll define a large tax bill as owing more than $1,000, then you will know that your W-4 form is very important to fill out correctly and can be very costly if you make a mistake on this form. According to the IRS, you should increase your W-4 withholdings if you hold more than one job, or you and your spouse both have a job, or you have income from sources outside of your W-2 employment. So basically, if you're self-employed and you're not withholding through a W-4 form, you should increase your withholdings at your W-2 job. If you do not make adjustments to your withholdings and you are doing one of those things, both you and your spouse are working, you have income from other sources outside of your W-2 income, blah, 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 all the things that I just said, you will likely owe tax money if you do not increase your withholdings. If you do not make any adjustments to your W-4 withholdings, you will likely owe money when tax season comes around, because what's happening is you're bringing home money that is supposed to be taxed into your own personal bank account. And if you are squandering that money, then you will likely have a very large tax bill that you will not be prepared for. So keep that in mind. If you are side hustling, don't forget or don't make the mistake. Talk to a tax professional about how to adjust your W-4 withholding so that you don't owe a huge amount of money at tax time. A main difference between money from a traditional 9-to-5 job and being self-employed is that when you're self-employed, you're responsible for setting aside money from your taxes on your own. So likely what is happening is you're bringing in all the money home, but no one is setting aside or sending money to the IRS for you. You are responsible for doing that yourself. According to the IRS, if you are earning more than $600 outside of traditional employment, you are required to report that amount. When you're self-employed, you are responsible for taking out your own taxes. So no one at the HR office is taking out those taxes for you every 2 weeks and sending them to the IRS. You are responsible for doing that for yourself. And then as a general rule, if you are earning large sums of money outside of a 9-to-5 job, you should probably consult a tax professional for advice about how to avoid a large tax bill or a large tax refund at the end of the year. So there you have it. I hope this helps answer some of your questions about how to side hustle and still enjoy the fruits of your full-time job, how to prepare for tax season. I hope this helps answer some of your questions. I thought they were awesome questions. I really appreciate them. Make sure to let me know in the comments, what are your side hustle questions? Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another video. And if you are interested in receiving 52 actionable money challenges to your inbox, subscribe to my newsletter. It's a free newsletter. The link will be in the description. And then that's gonna be it for today. Bye!